Welcome to the Green Beret Life. This is the SCIF. I am Matt. That's Stu. I hope everybody out there had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah. I don't know. Is that still going on, Stu?
I don't know because it doesn't happen at the same time every year. Actually, it's based on what
it changes. But yeah, it's and Happy New Year. We are in 2025.
We made it.
I am at the Southern Command.
Yeah,
I am at the Southern Command. Stu is at the Mid-South Command. Can you guess where he is? He's not home.
I'm not home. I'm on the road working this week.
I can tell you this for sure. We are both freezing our freaking ass off. Down here in South Florida, it's going to get into the 40s tonight, which is like seriously cold down here.
And Matt called me complaining about it freezing, and it was 60 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a wet cold down here, Stu. It's a wet cold. So it's like being up in Minnesota at -4. You know what I mean?
It is different. It does hit differently for sure.
Well, what's it where you're at in the Mid-South?
It is mid-40s and supposed to be down into the 20s tonight. So it's going to be chilly.
You're somewhere in the woods of South Kakalaki.
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina.
So, yeah, it's fucking cold, guys. I mean, up north, shit, up at the Northern Command right now, I think it's negative temperatures. But came down here to get away from that. I didn't know it was going to show up down here. Holy shit! So, anyways,
for you.
Not good. Went fishing today and froze my ass off coming back in. And the wind kicked up and I was getting splashed with water. It was a complete disaster, as you can imagine.
Well, we were talking about that on the water and on a motorcycle. The temperature just hits different. You've got nothing protecting you, and it's just all cutting straight through you. Especially if there's any little bit of chill on it, it's gonna do some damage.
So, anyways, we had this terror attack that happened down in New Orleans. We're not going to talk about that so much because we are the Green Beret Life. There was an SF dude involved with the Tesla that blew up, and there's all sorts of stories flying around this. I don't think any of us have a good handle on what's going on, but I'm gonna talk at this stage. There are 4 or 5 things that don't make sense at all, and I'm going to go through those. And what was the guy's name who went on the Sean Ryan show? What was his name?
Shoemate
or some shit. He comes on with a story saying he got an email, and it's pretty much what this guy wanted to bring attention to. And then you have all these other people saying he's lying, that may be connected to the deep state, right? And this guy starts changing his story. And I know Sean Ryan was freaking out a little bit because he left he took his family and they left his property for his own safety, right? So you don't know what the whole story is here, but I can tell you there are things that don't make sense and that haven't been answered. And none of it, and we'll go through that. But we're also going to talk about Joe Biden. I'll let you talk about this, dude. With Joe Biden is awarding civilian honors that are the highest civilian and second. Yeah,
he awarded that to a clown show of individuals from Liz Cheney to Hillary Clinton to George Soros. These people awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah.
You've got Hillary Clinton, who's cackling in front of the freaking Senate committee when she's the Secretary of State, talking about what difference does it make now that these people died. That we're talking about, Syria.
Sold 20% of our uranium off, dude. That's never been fully explained.
Well,
right?
And too, she's an election denier. Isn't it the liberals that are all in Trump's ass about election denier? She was election denying the entire, time he was president. Russia stole the election. Russia rigged the election. Trump's an illegitimate president, but you know, that's cool. We don't talk about that. It's just, you know, when Trump says, hey, there was, you know, how many votes were these that got? How are these people, you know, pulling these tubs out from under tables
Yeah,
and
exactly.
running, and we're shutting
Yeah,
down because of a water main leak,
and
we're
Rudy
not doing
Giuliani is sued for $140 million for pointing that out. That's what he did.
Yeah.
This is insane. We're still in clown world, and you have Joe Biden trying to sabotage the deep state, or pulling his puppet strings, but trying to sabotage Trump continually on the way out, trying to get us into wars, sending money to Ukraine, all sorts of shit. And now basically did an executive order, but they used some obscure law from the 1950s. So when he decreed this executive order, basically putting everything out of bounds for drilling for oil around the United States, right? Everything, all of our coastals up around Alaska, everywhere. And in order to get this, Trump just can't come in and say another executive order, da 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 da. It's got to be an act of Congress. So now Republicans better get their thumbs out of their asses, and this is one of the first things they need to do. And the second thing they need to do is fix our elections and pass the SAVE Act. So without those two things right off the bat, they're trying to screw us, while they're laughing about Greenland, when Greenland makes a lot of sense. And Trump is not just bringing this up for no reason. He's not bringing it up for no reason. But we'll get to that story if we have time. I know we're adding shit, and I don't even think Stu and I talked about that being one of them. Did we? We didn't even talk about it.
No,
it just came to my mind. But that's, what did you say? The charm of this small.
It's the charm. It's the duct tape. Yeah. I'm reading right here, Matt. They're saying that Biden used a 70-year-old law called the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act. It grants the president the power to withdraw certain areas from offshore gas, oil, and development. Unlike a regular executive order, there isn't a clear mechanism for how a subsequent president can reverse that decision. Obama banned drilling 10 years ago using the same law, and when Trump tried to repeal it, the court ruled it couldn't get revoked without congressional approval. So here we have the courts deciding that a president can undo an executive action without the legislative branch saying that he can. So what happened to separation of powers? It's an executive order. It's concerning the executive branch. It's the owner of the company telling his employees how he wants to run things, and the company's bought out, and a new person owns the company, but he can't tell the company how the employees need to run things because the old owner, you know, made a rule. It's just it's freaking nonsense. It is. It's I don't know. It's so frustrating with this and the lawfare and the stuff. And like you said, it is for no other reason than to hamstring Trump, because during his presidency, the U.S. was a net producer of oil. We were exporting more oil than we were using for the first time, and I don't know when. And the country was booming and thriving. And they're trying to, you know, strangle that in the crib before it can, you know, start up again, and, you know, we can start doing for the country that we need to do.
Stu, in order to fix this, the responsibility is now on us, the people, because if Congress drags their feet or pulls any bullshit, not immediately overturning this, right? We need to make sure that our voice is heard and that these people know that they're going to be out of a job come 2 years, period. Yeah. We're done fooling with these people. We're done fooling with these Republicans. I don't like this guy, John Thune. I know he's saying all the right things and everything else. I don't trust any one of them. So we need to hold people's feet to the fire, and these people need to start getting primaried. Dan Crenshaw, that means you. These people need primaried. Anybody who doesn't go along with Trump's plan, we elected Trump to fix this problem. And anybody that stands in his way, basically taking the side of the Democrats and the deep state that are trying to destroy this country, it is our responsibility to let these people know that we are not going to put up with it. We have to stay active. It is our duty now to stay active in politics, folks. Period. Amen. We cannot let it go. We can't be like, oh, this election year sucked, which it did, right? And I'm so sick of all of this. We cannot let up. These people need to know now and forever hold their peace that when they don't go along with what we, the people, want in order to fix this country, and they take the sides of the people that are trying to destroy this country because of their allegiance to their donors, right? Which are military industrial complex, big pharma, all of these, big anything. They report to the people, not big industry. Period. Amen. And it is our personal duty from here on in to stay on top of this stuff, no matter how distasteful and just basically you don't want to be involved with it anymore. All of this politics bullshit, right? Because we're just sick of it.
There's a lot of people that have the realistic expectation that Trump really has between about 10 to 18 months to enact whatever changes he's going to enact, because there's going to be the midterm election that's going to come up. You're going to have the politicians that aren't wanting to, do any little thing that's going to disrupt it, that's going to rock the boat and prevent them from cozying right back up to the trough. So they're going to try and either keep their heads down, not take any incoming fire for, doing something needs to be done, but the mainstream press is going to, obviously they're going to take and shade it in a different light when they're reporting on it. It's just, it's so supremely frustrating. It is.
Absolutely.
It's being the country is being run by it's
people who want to destroy it. Period.
Well,
I mean, that's what you have to understand. They want to destroy.
They do not care if the world burns down around them, as long as they are the ones left on top of the pile of ashes. They want they don't care.
No, it's not that they don't, Stu. They will burn it down. They will burn it down. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they're the ones that wind up on top of the ash heap, they're fine with it. The rest of the world can burn to the ground as long as they're the ones on top of the heap.
So, do we have any comments up on YouTube?
On YouTube, we do not, and on Rumble, Hurricane had popped in saying evening, and he
Good
was
to
saying
see you, Hurricane.
George Soros can perform an activity on Hillary's man parts.
Okay, yeah. A buddy of mine had this piece of artwork. Boy, I've got to, you know what? I'm going to try to see if I can find it. I'm going to send it to you and put it up, because this kind of plays into what Hurricane was talking about. And I think people would like to see it. So we'll probably have to do it on Rumble.
I don't know. I mean, I'll take your word for it, but.
Well, I think people will like. It's a very special. Yep, here it is.
Well, do we need to bow out of YouTube before we go displaying artwork?
Well, I think we might have to on this, but I don't want to build it up too much. It is pretty funny though, because it's art, yet there's truth to it, right? So it's kind of, I don't know what you say that in literary terms, but it's something, and I think it would be beneficial for us all to see this. So I'm sending it to you right now.
Lord, you're entirely too excited about this. I'm a little concerned.
I am sending this to you, and you are going to love it. We do things on the fly here. We have the technology, right?
We do. And
it just plays in because Hurricane said that.
Thanks, Hurricane. This is all your fault, man.
It is your fault, Hurricane, and thank you for it. Because there it is. And it's on its way. it is on its way.
I don't have anything yet.
Well, we're probably going to have to do it on Rumble because YouTube YouTube sucks. We say that every time. YouTube is owned by Google. Google really, really, really sucks. So, did you ever see the water boy? He really, really sucks. He really sucks. Yeah.
That movie never gets old.
It's one of those movies that don't get old. When I see it, I'll watch it. Back to School is another one. If I see it, I watch Kingpin. If I see it, I watch it. Pulp Fiction. If I see it, I'll watch it.
What is up with this?
Did you see it?
Sweet Jesus, this is something else. Yeah, we're gonna bounce off of YouTube.
Yeah, and we'll put that on there, and then I'm going to tell you. Well, maybe I'll tell you who did that. The guy's famous. Dude did this beyond.